Hello guys, and welcome back to another episode of Ames's Corner. I had plans to have the Sonnet in here last weekend. I want to do some metal work to the trunk, and maybe I wanted to fix up the valve covers. I wanted to put some new valve cover gaskets, adjust the valves, and paint the valve covers. I wanted to do it last weekend, but I had a little event with the scoot here. One thing I like to do with this scoot is I go hiking with it. What I'll do is I'll use the scoot to get me into the woods where I want to hike. I'll ride the scooter just far enough in so I can hide it somewhere where I'm confident no one will ever find it. And then I hike around and go see the sights. There's some real nice places around here. A place where I grew up where there's a pond and a river that no one ever goes to really anymore. So I like to go out there and just get some fresh air and all that. But well, last Sunday, it's Sunday now, it's a week ago today, I took this bike on my usual ride, and I said, well, I want to try another area. I wanted to go around the back side of the pond down a trail I haven't been down in, like, I don't know, 22 years, I think. And I was going down it, and I couldn't get very far in. It was flooded. It was impassable. So I turned around and I started coming out, and I bottomed out on a rock on what I believe was the drain plug. Yeah, that was nasty. Knocked the plug out, broke some metal, and the worst of which, it leaked all the oil out, and then it just seized up, locked up, stopped running. So I ended up where it broke down was probably 7 or 8 miles from the nearest place I could leave this bike. So I ended up having to push this bike, probably I think 3 hours, with 3-hour push to get it out of the woods, and then from there to a friend's house where I kept it in her garage all week till today. But yeah, that having to push for 3 or 4 hours took a lot of the fight out of me. So I didn't get the Sonnet here last week. I wanted to do a good video for you guys on that, but I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pull this out. We're going to see just how bad the damage is. It spins over, so I mean it's not it just heat seized and soft seized. So I'm hoping it'll run. I'm sure there's some damage to the piston, the rings and cylinder, but a kit for these bikes, new piston, rings, cylinder, is like $50. So I'm gonna get this out. I'm probably gonna put it on the lift. I'm gonna try to put the bike on the lift, lay it on its side like it is in there, and lift it up so I can have it at a comfortable height. So anyways, I'll see you in about a second. Let me get this thing out. All right, so I got this thing out, got it up on the lift. Lifts don't care. These don't care what they lift up, Anyway, there it is. There's what did me in. I really should have a bash plate, or I just shouldn't take it off-road, but I don't know. I messed up big time on this one, huh? So yeah, there's what it knocked off. And it's a pretty good hole. I mean, I'm gonna have to. Oh, that won't. I don't know why I have focus issues with this recording device, but anyway, I'm gonna have to grind that nubbit down so I got a good place for a sealing washer. So I'm gonna use my trusty grinder here with a sanding disc on it, and I'm gonna have to try to flatten that down so I can get a gasket or a copper washer. It's not really threaded. I don't know if you can tell. Of course not. But there's no threads in there, so I'm gonna have to thread it. I think this is the pickup for the oil pump. I think if you were gonna add like something that needed external oil, like a cooler, or some people actually put turbos, I think this is where that fitting would go. So not only was that just draining my oil, it was coming out under pressure from the oil pump. So that's the oil screener in there, filter there, and so yeah, still spins over, but I'm hearing I'm hearing air being pumped out of the crankcase vent. So I'm pretty sure we got some good damage to the cylinder. So let me get this ground down. Let me get it tapped, get a bolt in there, get some oil in this thing, and we'll see if it runs. We'll do a live startup on film. I'll film it, see what happens. Hoping it's going to be all right for the rest of the season. I really don't want to have to rebuild this motor for this year. I'd rather do it next year over the winter. You know, make a nice exhaust for it and maybe a bash shield. But let me get this fixed up, and we'll see if this thing will survive or not. All right, so I got that all patched up. I ended up tapping a 6mm by 1.0 pitch. Pardon. By 1.0 pitch, and then I used an O-ring and tightened it up. So I'm gonna put some oil in it here, some 1040. Let's see if it holds. It should hold oil. What I'm more worried about here is blow by. So I'm pretty sure I fudged the rings when I ran it. So that should be enough to see if it's leaking. And I don't see it leaking. So, all right, it's all fixed up. We got a quart of oil into it. Let me come up with a way to mount this camera to the floor so we can see if this thing will even start. And if I'm expecting it to either blow, burn oil and blow smoke, or spit oil out of this vent tube here, because it'll blow by into the crankcase, pressurize the crankcase, and blow it out the PCV vent here. So well, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. It just seized up the piston skirt and didn't damage anything. So yeah, let me rifle the rest of that oil in there and set you up so we can see if this thing will run. I hope so. It doesn't deserve to go out like this. It really doesn't. This bike saved my ass so many times. So many times, when I've been working on one of my other cars and something went wrong and I couldn't drive it. I've always been able to go back to this bike and get to work, get to the supermarket, go pick up my broken down car, go pick up somebody else's broken down car. So hopefully this will survive this, and I won't have to, order parts and take this apart and be without it for the rest of the summer. So anyway, let me get this running. All right, let's see if this thing works. Come on, superstar. Well, that's promising, huh? That's pretty promising. Now she's a little pissed off. Probably should crank that idle up a little. Kind of normal having to crank the idle up when it's cold. The the electric choke doesn't work. I've never really needed it. Well, I'm relieved. Bit of oil on the sides of the tire from it leaking. I don't really want to rip around too hard and put it through the cabbage. Wouldn't want to put it through the cabbage. Well, I'm pretty stoked right now. I'm pretty happy. That I thought that was going to be the end of this motor. I really did. I thought when I saw the oil, when it seized up on me and I looked and saw all the oil everywhere, I thought, oh man, you really dicked her now, bud. But it looks like she pulled through. Looks like she pulled through. Looks like it'll be all right, at least for the rest of this season. You know, being we're already coming up on the middle of August. You know, I didn't really want to have my Super Scoot out of commission this early in the summer. But anyway, yeah, stoked. That's me stoked. So anyway, yeah, awesome. Thought for sure it was done. Thought for sure it was done for it. Figured this thing would have been blowing compression and oil out that drain, and nothing. Now let's see. Oh, this thing's cool. This here is, I kind of wanted to show this. This is my Mac air vacuum. It uses compressed air blowing this way to make a suction there. I use this to when I drilled it out and did the tapping, I used this to suck all the debris out of that hole, so it wasn't just going to get circulated through the pump. But nope, no drips, no leaking. You can see that. The little bit of oil on that rear tire had me a little nervous cornering, so yeah. All right, I think I'm gonna load this thing back up into the 9000 here, and I'm gonna take it home and wait till the next time I need it. Maybe I'll even go on a ride later today, just to make sure it's all right. What time we got? We get 9:30 in the morning, so I'm wondering if it's worth it to go get the sonnet. And do some work on that valve cover job. But I don't know. Maybe we'll save that to next Sunday. You know, well, I'm kind of happy that this runs. So I think I'm gonna play with this today for a little bit. Yeah, I think I'm gonna play with this. I think you guys are gonna have to wait till next weekend. We'll do a sonnet Sunday. Cause I got they should be over here. Yeah. I got me a set of valve cover gaskets here for the Taunus V4 that's in the Sonnet, so that'll be good to get that thing sealed up too. But yeah, you're gonna have to wait till next weekend for that. Beg my pardon, big times. But way she goes, boys, way she goes. So anyway, hopefully we got some neat stuff coming in this week. I'd like to do maybe sometime in the middle of the week a repair video. I'm also working on the top 10 pet peeve video. I don't want that just to be me talking about what makes me mad. I want to have, you know, pictures of all of my pet peeves. I want to have pictures of all my pet peeves, but I don't want to just steal them off of the web. You know, I want my own content to be my own. So I'm just waiting for all the 10 pet peeves to come in and aggravate me so I can take a picture of it. So anyway, guys, I'm rambling on about nothing. So I'm gonna go play. I'm gonna go do some play, and then we'll see you next video, middle of the week. And if not, I'll see you next Sunday. We'll have a Sonnet Sunday. So anyways, guys, until next time, keep it out of the cabbage. Kept this one out. Awesome. Friggin' awesome.